What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another tutorial. Today we're going to be focusing in on Twixtor Pro. Twixtor is a very fundamental effect when it comes to using After Effects. It's exactly how you're going to be able to kind of slow down motion and also improve the FPS of your videos as well. You'll see me use the Twixtor in every single edit I make. Is how I kind of speed up and then slow down the kind of animation sequence. But yeah, essentially we'll get straight down into it and I'll show you the best settings to use, the standard settings that I use for every single edit that I make. So I usually tend to go in with a composition that is 1920 by 1080, or at least kind of big enough for the fact that it fits in most of the video. Reason I do this is because later down the line you will probably want to add things like face tracking, and it just means you don't get as much kind of horizontal bars when you put it into a limited composition. So I do always recommend making your pre-renders, making your Twixtors prior to actually putting it in your main edit composition. So make it like this first, pre-render it, and then pop it in the composition and add any effects like face tracking, etc, etc. But yeah, without further ado, I'll show you exactly what my effects are. So I just obviously go over to effects and presets, grab Twixtor Pro. Once that's in, one key thing to change is you want to make sure this in-out FPS is switched off. If you leave that on, it will essentially keep it whatever the frame rate you originally put in was. So for example, this clip is at 29.97 frames per second. So obviously without that it would remain exactly that, but with this deselected it means that it will upscale it to 60 FPS and add motion blur and vectors, etc, etc. So when it comes to making your speed map, essentially all you want to do is click on this little speed percentage icon here, click on the little stopwatch, and what this will do is it'll add a keyframe in for you. So this keyframe you want to keep at 100% speed, so just keep that at the standard speed. The rule I tend to go with is the 2 and 6 rule. So just click page down twice, and then from there click onto the speed again and click and enter 200 as your value. This is going to be our speed up part, and then from there I usually go for 6 frames ahead to add it to slow down. So page down 6 times, and then from there head over to your speed again. I usually go for 25 as my slow speed, and then just go ahead and enter 25 for yourself there. And essentially that's pretty much it when it comes to making the basic effect. But obviously you can go a little bit further in, and you can obviously kind of change the inverse, like the warping, change the blend of the frames, etc, etc. But essentially you should end up with something like this. You should be able to see that on the screen. I'm not going to play in the composition because Twixtor always takes ages to load. But yeah, if you follow those exact steps and apply that to every one of your clips, your Twixtor will be looking brilliant. And again, I must stress, always do pre-render first, then put your Twixtor effects or Twixtor clips into your composition. That is the best workflow to have. Without that, it just makes everything a hell of a lot longer. Impossible to preview, especially if you're like me and haven't got the fastest PC in the world. But without further ado, that is Twixtor in a nutshell for you. I hope you guys have enjoyed. Please do like, comment and subscribe, and just let me know what else you want to see in the future. I'm definitely kind of down for making a lot more tutorials, just showing you guys exactly what I do and my workflow, etc, etc. But I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, evening, whatever. Bandman out.